So this is the world's largest mass-produced cube, but completely dismantled, because apparently shipping is significantly cheaper if you just let them dismantle it beforehand and then you have to rebuild it. And obviously it's not difficult to rebuild. And it also kind of is useful in explaining how a cube works, because yeah, you can see everything. You can see a core, it's bigger than a normal 3x3 in itself. And then, yeah, you've got giant screws, giant centers, and giant center caps. So the first thing to do in assembling is to put each center in. Start with white as a good reference. And we can screw white in at the top with a big screwdriver. And yep, just and as you can see here, now that this is screwed in, this spins around because it's got a screw and a spring underneath, and that attaches to the core, and because of the screw it's locked in place, so it's not going to just come off very easily. You can't just pull it off, but it allows it to spin. And then of course you do the same thing for everything else. So I'll obviously speed that bit up and put a cube in front of me for reference. So white, green. Right, so now we have this, and you can see it spins because of the core connecting to the screws and springs. So each side you can turn. And that is the basis of how a cube functions. So now we can get on to actually building up the cube. So you start with the yellow edges here. Okay, and put another edge in here. And then it's probably best to put in the corner here the correct way around, of course. The edge here. Now we have the corner here, and you can see how these pieces will spin around each other like that. But without all the other pieces in, that is kind of pointless. So let's put this in. And this in. This in. And I'll do it so that you can actually see from your angle exactly what's going on by doing the white now, this side of the white. So I can slide in this like that, and then it goes in. Same with the white corners here. Same with the white corner here. And finally the white orange edge here, and the white pink or red. This is probably meant to be. It does look a bit pinky though. Here. So now you can see that the cube, obviously if if I try and turn it, that's going to come off, and that's really annoying because I'm going to have to actually get up and pick it up. But that's how it works. Right, so now I can put it on the bottom, and you can have one nice look at the mechanism inside, and finally get onto the top layer here, and slot it in properly. And obviously this is a very simplistic design. It kind of has to be for them to make such a big cube a viable commercial thing for them to do. But that's the simplicity of it means it can be like explained, and like all normal sized cubes have a mechanism that's based off this design. It's just a bit more complicated a lot of the time these days. But some of the best cubes actually have quite simplistic designs, because complex things like the Tornado V3 I think is quite a complex design, but is it necessarily better than simpler cubes such as the RS3 and 2020s and things like that? It's up for personal preference. Obviously, more expensive cubes provide for customization things, stuff like that, which means you're guaranteed to like something, I guess. Right, so finally put on the center caps, and obviously this is an interesting thing, like what is the minimum number of pieces that a cube actually has? Loughborough Christian Union made me have 27 on my football shirt for them because, oh, that's the number of pieces in a cube, isn't it? Or so a non-cuber would think. But of course, the reality is 27 is merely the absolute minimum number that you could possibly make a cube out of. If you basically merged the center cap, the screw and the spring all into one piece in some ridiculously weird design. And then you don't have split cap edges and corners. And this cube I've worked out has 73 pieces if you include everything, like edges split into 2, corners split into 3, you've got a core, you've got 6 center pieces, 6 center caps, 6 screws and 6 springs. So that all adds up to 73 pieces. But other cubes, like some cubes, even have even more pieces because they have like 4 pieces to each corner. Some have slightly less because it's not really a split thing, a split piece design. But here we have the giant cube is finally functional. So yeah, I will get these listed for £120 on speedcubing.org. And for a cube that size, it's a reasonable price, I think, and a lot better than I could have done if I didn't get them sent to be dismantled. But it turns absolutely fine. For my personal one, I've loosened the tensions a bit, but I feel just for selling, I'm not going to keep the tensions quite tight, and if people want to loosen them, then they're welcome to do so. What on earth did I just do? Okay. I was reversing what I was doing. There we go. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.